The Search of the Legendary Cave, written by Blue Moon Hero, read by Swedish Diablo. It was a peaceful morning at Daringdo's house. Sunlight was reaching into the kitchen where Daringdo was sitting and eating her breakfast. She is sitting quietly and looking out the window, remembering her fillyhood. She can remember when she was a filly, when she was told a story about when Equestria was founded, and how the leaders made peace with each other in a cave somewhere in Equestria. Though even if many believes that cave was another word for a building, which had taken place after they stopped fighting. Since then has the cave had been forgotten, and now no one does those ponies believe the cave is a story, a legend for an ancient building. But Daring believes that the cave does exist, and she wants to find it and prove it. Then she needs some help to find some more information, and then she knows exactly where to go. She will travel to Trottingham to visit her good historian friend Dr. Golden Star. Golden Star is working as a history teacher at the University of Trottingham. She decided then to travel to Trottingham to see her old friend and found out if she could help her to find the cave. Daring took the train to Trottingham, and she hasn't been there for a while, but she knows how to find the university, and while there, she will know exactly to find her friend. She found her at her office while she was doing through some papers. Golden Star heard a knock on the door. "Come in," said the Golden Star. The door opened, and there she saw her friend Daringdo. She waved her friend, and entered the room and closed the door behind her. She walked up to her friend and gave her a hug. "What brings you here?" asked Golden Star. "Well, I came here to ask you if you could help me to find something," replied Daringdo. "I am looking for the legendary cave where the founders of Equestria were in when they made peace," replied Daringdo. "Okay, I think we have to go to the library to find some information then," said Golden Star. Daringdo and Golden Star went to the university's library to look through the bookshelves in the history section. They found several books, which Daring hopes to find some information. After nearly 2 hours of reading books after book, they didn't find any information in any of the books. Daringdo was about to give up when Golden Star was looking into bookshelves for any other book. "Daring, I think I found another book," said Golden Star. Golden Star walked up to the table with a small book, and she looked at the book, and it was a copy of Princess Platinum's diary. Daring was hoping to find something in the diary which could help them to find the location of the cave. After Daring read through the diary carefully, and she even read the same page at least twice, just so she hasn't missed any possible clue to the cave. After Daring had read the diary, she found the exact location of the cave. She looks at Golden Star, who looks fond of her. "I think we have found the exact location," said Daringdo. "Are you sure?" asked Golden Star. "I'm absolutely sure," said Daringdo. "We have found the site of one of Equestria's cultural treasures," said Daringdo. "Thanks to you, we have found it," said Daringdo. "I will get ready to find it," said Daringdo. "Can I accompany you?" asked Golden Star. "Are you sure you can handle it?" asked Daringdo. "Yes, I'm sure," said Golden Star. "Then you can come along," said Daringdo. But what Daringdo and Golden Star didn't know that A pony listened to their conversation, but he couldn't hear everything but just part of the conversation. He left the library first. It turned out to be a colleague of Daring Do's arch enemy, Dr. Calabro. Already next day, Daring Do and Golden Star set up in a train to Ponyville, where they went to the cave. Without knowing, Dr. Calabro and two of his colleagues were sitting in another wagon. Dr. Calabro would let them to find the treasure so he can take it away from her. Where will we then do when we arrived to Ponyville? Asked Golden Star. We're going to every forest, said Daring Do. Are you sure it is there? Asked Golden Star. Yes, I'm definitely, said Daring Do. The cave is located 3 miles from the castle of the two royal sisters, said Daring Do. Golden Star was a little scared and nervous, but she realized that on her friend. When they arrived at Ponyville, Daring was masked, wearing a wig, so no pony would recognize her. She and Golden Star easily provided supplies in Ponyville before they left off. A good bit after them follows Dr. Calabro. When Daring Do and Golden Star came to the castle of the two royal sisters, Daring tried to remember the description to the cave. Where are we going now? Daring asked Golden Star. Let me think, said Daring Do. Daring tries to get out of the diary and then she remembered. We're going 3 miles northwest of the castle, said Daring Do. It's going to be dark soon, said Golden Star. Yes, we'll have to put a camp before we arrive, said Daring Do. Luckily we got food in Ponyville, said Golden Star. Yes, that's lucky, said Daring Do. Let's go, said Daring Do. Okay, said Golden Star. Daring and Golden Star is walking through a dense forest, and they could hear timber wolves from within the darkness of the forest. Golden Star was quite scared, but she knew that Daring would protect her. When they could see the sun was going down, they decided to camp in a small clearings. Daring set up a tent and made a fire. After the sun had gone down, they sat at the fire and talked about Daring's previous adventures while eating dinner. Closer distance, Dr. Calabro could see the light of Daring's campfire. He knew they aren't close to the goal. Daring looked out at the woods and found. Golden Star saw that Daring Do looked out into the woods. Is there something wrong? Asked Golden Star. No, there's nothing, said Daring Do. Just a feeling that some pony is watching us, said Daring Do. It's probably a timber wolf, said Golden Star. You're probably right, said Daring Do. But Daring could not let go of the feeling. A little later they both went to bed. Early next morning, Golden Star wakes up from Daring's singing. Good morning, slept well? Asked Daring Do. Yes, I have slept quite well, said Golden Star. After breakfast, we are going to look for gold, said Daring Do. That sounds good, said Golden Star. Golden Star was interested into finding the cave. They gave up immediately after they packed the tent. Immediately behind them was Dr. Calabro. After nearly 2 hours, they came to the right place. Let's find it out now, said Daring Do. It should be nearby, said Golden Star. Daring, I have found it, said Golden Star. Good job, said Daring Do. Then Dr. Calabro and his two colleagues walked forward behind the trees. Well then, we'll take it, said Dr. Calabro. Daring Do turns around and sees her arch enemy. I understood that you followed us, said Daring Do. Of course, said Calabro. There is nothing in the cave, said colleague. Tell us, where is the treasure, said Calabro. Daring Do laughed and smiled at Calabro. You don't understand. The cave is the treasure, said Daring Do. It was here that the founders of Requestia made peace with each other, said Golden Star. Dr. Calabro felt so embarrassed and left the place furious without saying anything. Daring and Golden Star laughed and explored the cave themselves. They found cave pictures that show the story of the founding of Equestria. They took pictures and documented everything for the future generations. Then, one of Equestria's lost history was once again found.